So we've had confirmation today. It's been announced Daniel Dubois will face Nathan Gorman on July the 13th at the O2 Arena, and for the British title is what I'm reading here. Now, this fight is. I'm happy now this fight's been announced, and credit to Frank Warren for getting this fight announced. He was talking last year about, building this fight up, having a stadium fight, this, that, and the other, but he's decided, let's pull the trigger on this fight. We'll put them in with each other now, and Daniel Dubois will face Joe Joyce. Or not Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois will face Nathan Gorman, not Joe Joyce. Don't know where I came with that. But Daniel Dubois will face Nathan Gorman. I'm looking forward to this. You've got two young prospects on their way up, and I think this is going to make for an entertaining fight. These guys have sparred with each other a lot. I've heard, as high as 200 rounds they've sparred in the past. I think they're both on Team GB squad or in the amateurs anyway. So they've definitely sparred a lot. And sometimes when you get fighters who spar a lot, they actually fight, they don't tend to produce great fights. I know Kajanu was a sparring partner for who was he sparring for? Joseph Parker. And when they fought, it was a very dull fight. But then you look at someone like Sean Porter and Keith Turnbull, they sparred a lot in the past. And when they fought, it was just non-stop. That fight was incredible. And I'm thinking this fight's going to be good. I'm thinking two guys, what is Daniel Dubois? I think 10-0, 11-0. Nathan Gorman, something similar. This could have fireworks. You could have two guys who, this is like a step-up fight for both of them. And this is a chance to prove something. I definitely think coming into this fight, Daniel Dubois has fought more guys looking to win. And what I mean by that is, he's fought Radvan Kajanu, who was aggressive, came at him. He fought, what was the guy's name? Latier in his last fight, who was awkward. He had moments where he stood there and traded with Dubois, and it was an entertaining fight for the 4 rounds it lasted. And Dubois was buzzed a little bit in that fight. Whereas when you look at someone like Nathan Gorman, he fought Sean Turner last year. Sean Turner is, he's 5'10" and he's way out of shape. Sean Turner's from Ireland. He trains in Dublin. He's no use. Let's face facts. He's no use. He fought then. Who was it? He fought. What's the guy's name? Oh, Sakalowski. That's the guy's name. Who was a good journeyman. He is a good journeyman. He's one of those guys where, you take a risk when you put prospects in with him because he will beat them. He beat Nick Webb. He's given a lot of guys hard times. Definitely. There was a lot of people saying they thought he beat Lucas Brown back in Scotland there a few months back. So he fought him, and then he fought Kajanu, who really kind of only... People said he was very negative. I didn't see that fight, but I've heard a lot of people say he wasn't as negative as people made him out to be. I don't know. I know he wasn't as aggressive as when he fought Dubois. And then you had in his last fight Kevin Johnson, human heavy bag, very negative. So he's not really fought guys who've come to win. Whereas Daniel Dubois, he fought a much more aggressive Razvan Kajanu in the fight before this at the Royal Albert Hall. And as I said, he fought Latier in a good 4-rounder. So I think Daniel Dubois coming into it has the kind of more momentum behind him. He's been in more, I don't want to say competitive fights, but fights where the opponent has actually shown something. Daniel Dubois, I'm going to say it now, I'm going to be picking him to win this fight. I think it's his time. I do think that Nathan Gorman is dangerous and he is a good prospect. He is fast. He's more of a boxer than he is a puncher. He's not the biggest puncher in the world. Daniel Dubois relies a lot on his strength, his size, and his punching power. Daniel Dubois has very good jab, but I think that sometimes he does get a little bit too gung-ho. And as I said in my post-fight for his fight Richard Latier was setting traps and Dubois was walking into them. He's going to want to be more composed, and the mistakes he made against Latier, I'm hoping he learns from them and doesn't make these mistakes against Gorman, because I think that Gorman will be able to exploit them a lot more. That being said, I do think Dubois will learn from his mistakes, and I'll be going with Dubois to win this fight, probably by stoppage. We don't know how good Gorman's chin is, but I would imagine that Daniel Dubois hits hard enough that he could crack it. Dubois, he was buzzed again, as I said, in his last fight by Latier. I think that's how you pronounce his name. So we don't know how good Dubois' chin is, and there's been rumours that he was knocked down heavily by, I forget the guy's name, but it was one of the Povetkin sparring partners in the Povetkin camp there back in September. So it'd be interesting to see, but I do think Dubois will have learnt more from his last few fights than Gorman did from his last few, because it was really just him going rounds against, guys with very little ambition. So I'll be going with Daniel Dubois to win this fight. Let me know what you guys think. Are you looking forward to this fight? Are you excited? Would you have rather seen him in there with Joyce? I think the Joyce fight would have been a little bit more entertaining, maybe. Who knows? But I definitely think this fight's going to have fireworks in it too. It might start off slow, but I think there's going to be fireworks in this fight. So I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, thanks for dropping by the channel. Leave a like, leave your comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will talk to you after.